Hello guys, my name is Kion, and in this video I'll show you guys how to make this atmosphere effect inside of Blender with procedural nodes and some bloom things in Eevee, and also I'll show you a quick tip on how to use with cycles. So let's get started, but before, please join my Patreon. I have some cool perks. You can download this procedural material as well as my other blend files. Also get access to some early content, and also subscribe. It's free, and it helps the channel out growing. Or on Twitter or on Patreon, or by subscribing really helps me out, and you'll also get probably a shout out. I think I should start doing that. So if you want to be at the end of my videos, please join my Patreon. So without further ado, let's start this procedural atmosphere material with procedural nodes inside of Blender. I'm going to open my procedural planet material, which I did. I just need to delete this atmosphere, so select both of these and plus this and click Ctrl X. That'll get rid of it. Also make sure to install the Node Wrangler add-on, so go to Edit, Preferences, Add-ons, and go right here and search up Node, and that's it, Node Wrangler. Check mark that and make sure that's enabled. After that, Shift D, click on your planet, Shift D, and scale it a little bit. Also, let's just make sure, let's add just a subdivision surface modifier, apply it, and boom. Now you can see it has these same materials. Just close that and open a new one and name it something like. So now we are going to click on our light, and actually if you don't have any light, you're just going to press Shift A, add a light, a sunlight, and just make sure it's actually pointed at our planet. So what you need to do to be always pointed, if you move it, actually let's take care of that. Press Ctrl P, parent as object, and now if you select the atmosphere, or rather the surface, you can move it. Actually let's just get a arrow axis. Okay, now let's just parent this with this and just this. There. Now if you select the empty, is right here. There we go. There we go. If you want the sun to be always following the earth, just go right here to constraints and add a new constraint and track 2, and then just select the sphere or the any object you have right here, parent it, and now if you turn around it will always be tracking. Just look at through the original camera. Let's just move things towards the correct position. There we go. Now go to the atmosphere and delete this principal shader, then hit Shift A and add a texture coordinate. There we go. If you shift and click, that's going to be using the Node Wrangler add-on that we just installed. You can see the color ramp, so we can have some control on how the edge looks. Control Shift click this, and we're basically going to make a mask around this. So also make sure empty, and also make sure this empty goes right here to track 2, and make sure it's going here to the sun. So now we're going to add a separate X, Y, and Z. There we go. That's just going to separate our X, Y, and Z, and now we're going to choose the Z axis and throw it right here. So it's not doing anything. Control Shift click and select this right here and right here. There we go. Now it's working. Just see where the sky is now. It's actually backwards, I think. Something is wrong. Let me just correct it. Now we're going to use this. So just you can make this like fade or use the haze. I think it kind of looks nice. Yeah, it looks nice right here. There we go. Now you could just play around with the rotation. Maybe let's add a... So now we're going to add the atmosphere. So Shift A and select the layer weight node. And we're going to use this, the actual defacing, I believe. So now press both of these and Shift and press Control 0. And there we go. That's actually a feature from the node Wrangler. So now just make sure it's actually in the correct spot. So this goes right here, and this goes right here, and there you go. So there you go. Actually, we have it right here. Let me just position the atmosphere correctly right there. There you go. That kind of looks nice. So now we need just to change this to darken. So there you go. Also, I want to have more control on the thing. So we're going to choose the facing and go right here and reset color ramp, and let's just so now we're going to add a emission and a transparent right there. There we go. Then press both of these and Control 0. It's basically the same thing, but for the emission. Now from this color, we want to be to the factor. So go right there. Control Shift click the emission right there. Now this emission, we need to change it like to 20 or 25. Let's use 25, and then we're going to use it a bloom. Now currently, actually it's facing the wrong direction. Now I think it's using it properly. Actually, I'm using Eevee, so currently I need to use, go right here to the settings and change this to alpha blend right there. There we go. Now make sure this transparent is on top. Also, let's change this to haze. And actually now, I'm going to control this a little bit. It's just darken, and I can see it kind of looks like some atmosphere. There we go. That actually looks pretty darn nice. So where right here is a little bit more of color. Just play around with this till you get a nice value that you like. I think I'm happy with currently the result. So basically this is it. You could just play around a little bit with the procedural material. Let's just select different areas right here and just move so it kind of looks, just to organize it. By the way, check the card on top right now after you watch this video, which is the video where I show you how to organize the nodes. So there you go. That's basically the procedural planet. I think that basically is it. You can just change some other settings around until you find your result that you like. So basically just go right there and just change a few more settings. And yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with how it looks. You could always change it later, but now we're just going to concentrate on how to make the Eevee atmosphere. So first things first, turn on bloom, and go right here and select the intensity to 1. Now you can see this goes way up. That's because we need to change this radius down. So now you can see it kind of looks like the atmosphere. There we go. So this is actually too much bright, so let's turn down to 0.6. Just mess around with this. Just mess around with the color. Also just change around the color for the material. Let's actually just make it standard. There we go. I think that really looks nice. And we'll just play around with the values of the things. Yeah, that's basically that's it. Just go right here, tweak some final values until you achieve what you like. And by the way, I forgot one thing. I just turn down this to 0.1. There we go. Or even a 0.2, and just there we go. Now you can change this. So now yeah, that's basically it. And just remember, you can scale this down. Okay, now to finish this off, just get the intensity of the sun a little bit higher. And now let's click on the render. Just make sure right here on the atmosphere, click right here. And click on the sun right there. So every time the sun moves, the atmosphere is actually pointing right there. There we go. That's a quick tip for you guys. So right here, this is the final result. I'm pretty happy with it. Let me just save it, and then yeah, it looks pretty cool. So guys, that's it. Now to finish this off, I will show you guys how to make this to cycles. Basically, change this to from Eevee to cycles, GPU to GPU compute, and just change this right here, and just check the denoising, and then F2 to render. And once this is done, I will show you how to do it. Control Shift click, and just let the there we go. And now let's just make sure to just select both of these, and then just shift right click, and so we'll add a reroute. Just make sure both of these nodes are connected to 1. Shift A and type in glare, and right here set of streaks, you want to set it to fog glow. You just want to turn on threshold to 0. Change it to 9. That's not enough. You could just shift D and duplicate this glare node, and just change the threshold, be something that you like, till you think 0.6 is nice. So here is the compositing for the atmosphere. You can just play around with this until you get a result that you like. Let me just turn on the 4, go to render, and instead of render result, click on the viewer node. So that's it, how to do for cycles in Eevee, this simple and nice looking procedural material for the atmosphere. If you enjoyed this video, please give a like and subscribe, because I post videos like this every single weekend now, so make sure to do that. Also, I post KSP content and other tutorials like for Sony Vegas and other programs, so make sure to check my channel out and subscribe if you want to have notifications. And that's it for today's video, guys. My name is Kion. See you guys in my next video.